continuing in the Star Wars vibe, the theme. Ahsoka Tano. Wet the sort of throat, because the throat is getting ready to go off a fucking cliff, to be quite frank. I found this very interesting. Me and Stephen discussed this last show we did together. Could we see, I think it was, I'm paraphrasing, Hayden Christensen making a return in Ahsoka, and indeed the Mandalorian movie that's set to come out? I think James Mangold is directing it. Could we see him making another triumphant return to Star Wars? Is this the era of redeeming Hayden Christensen in a Star Wars sense? We discussed it at length. We spoke about possibilities and how he's a brilliant actor. He was wronged. He's reignited his love for Star Wars. The fandom are appreciating him more than ever. And I think that's just a natural sort of happens. I was about to say something. A natural sort of byproduct of time. The prequels were made for young people in the 90s, early 2000s. Stands to reason, since they have grown up and became adults, they have got a particular fondness for those movies. I'm one of them. I still love elements of those movies. There's elements I fucking hate. But I never hated Anakin. His lines were a bit cheesy, but I thought Hayden done a brilliant job with what he had. You can only piss with the you-know-what that you have, ultimately. And over the years, you form a bit of nostalgic affection for the movies, and I think that's why you're seeing this outpouring of love, because the people who the movies were made for ultimately are now the people turning up at the conventions and giving them sort of raucous welcomes. So yeah, I think it is the era of redeeming Anakin in a sort of live action sense, and giving Hayden the chance to come back and do his thing with the character. And that kind of ties in with this in a way, because and I've not got the quote in front of me, and I don't think I posted the quote into Photoshop. I didn't create a graphic for it, but really interesting. Ahsoka, it's coming from making Star Wars. I think they're usually on the fucking money when it comes to Star Wars news. Certainly they were back in the day. They're saying that the production of Ahsoka aimed to recreate Anakin and Obi-Wan's Mustafar duel, but with a key twist. And they said this: they filmed a sequence where Ahsoka sees herself on Mustafar fighting Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader before he's in the suit. They had a dummy for a dead Kenobi, and they had clothes for a dead Kenobi. So they had two ideas there. One is Anakin literally kills Kenobi in that fight, where the idea would be Ahsoka and Kenobi confront Darth Vader. Another is he turns into a pile of clothes just like he always did. He becomes one with the Force at that time in the narrative. I love this shit, man. I love when you get alternative looks at scenes, even if it's just a sort of flashback, sort of what could have been. It's not a premonition, but I look back into the past of what could have happened if this happened and this fell into place. I could have been there with Obi-Wan. Things might have been different. Could I have stopped him going to the ultimate evil that he went on to go to? The amount of people that died at his hands. Could I have, in cahoots with Obi-Wan, stopped that happening? Could he have killed me? I love it when you look retrospectively at scenes, at moments in cinematic history, and you do something different with it. You see it from an alternative angle. It's why I love Back to the Future so much. The whole second movie, they essentially reshot huge swathes of it, recreated it, and it was fucking brilliant. It's why I love Endgame and Infinity. I think it's Endgame, and it's why I love Endgame, because obviously the whole stuff they did, alternative looks at Guardians of the Galaxy, alternative looks at the Avengers movie from 2012, and just affecting change on it and seeing things from a different sort of angle. I think that perspective, I think that is really fucking cool when it's handled correctly. And just come back to Mustafar and seeing Hayden Christensen once again in those fucking robes with the evil eyes, hot on the heels of slicing down the Trade Federation fuckers, leaders. I'm all in for that, man. I'm all in for, and we spoke about it, me and Stephen, the dynamic of those two characters, how they can utilise Hayden Christensen in this show, and again, the way it could be brilliant, a sort of conduit for newcomers to this story to go back and watch Rebels in the Clone Wars. And this is exactly what we talked about, things like this, man, where you can utilise Hayden's acting chops, his physical presence in a live action sense, to just expand upon the Ahsoka story just a little bit, expand upon that relationship furthermore. I'm all for it, man. Looking forward to the fucking show. Looking forward to Rosario Dawson giving us a great performance, seeing all these connective tissues to what's came before, seeing Dave Filoni having his dream realised, this character fully formed in their own fucking show. Feels like it's been a long time coming. She has been prominent in other TV shows, but she's never really had her show. And this is her chance to shine. A great character, memorable character, and really fucking looking forward to it, man.